$4. One coffee. You tap your debit card, the machine beeps, and a little word lights up. Approved. The whole thing took about 2 seconds. Here's the strange part. In those 2 seconds, no money moved. Not 1 cent. Not from your account, not into the cafe's register, nowhere. The cash drawer under that register barely opens anymore. In the US, only 14 out of every 100 payments are cash now. Cards carry about 2 of every 3 payments Americans make. Everything else rides through a machine almost nobody can picture. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly where your $4 goes, who takes a bite of it on the way, and when that cafe actually gets paid. Because it is not today. Watch the beep. Here's how it feels. Your card is a little wallet. The terminal is a little door. You tap, and 4 digital dollars squeeze out of your card, through the door, into the cafe's register. Money in, money out, a vending machine with extra steps. That picture is wrong in almost every detail. Your card carries no money. The terminal receives no money. And the register is just keeping score. So, what actually happened in those 2 seconds? A question. A question left that cafe, crossed the country, and came back with an answer before your cup hit the counter. Slow it down to freeze frames. Frame 1. The tap. Your card doesn't send dollars. It sends an ID, a scrambled ticket number that stands in for your account. Frame 2. The cafe's terminal hands that ticket to the cafe's bank. Frame 3. The cafe's bank fires it into a card network, one of the giant switchboards in the middle of nearly every card tap in America. Right now, while you watch this, millions of these questions are crossing it. Frame 4. The network routes the question to the one place that actually knows you, your own bank. And the question is simple. You want to spend $4? Yes or no? Your bank checks your balance, checks it's really you. In the same blink, your bank plays detective. Is this card in 2 cities at once? Is a $4 coffee normal for you? Then it puts a $4 hold on your account. You've seen this ice before, by the way. That gray word pending in your banking app, that's the hold? And it answers, yes. That yes races all the way back down the chain, and the terminal beeps. Total round trip, about 2 seconds. Think about that for a second. The question went card, cafe, bank, network, your bank, and back, faster than you can say oat milk. And the switchboard in the middle? Visa's network alone is built to handle more than 65,000 of these messages every second. 65,000. Every second. Just questions about money. But here's what that beep did not do. It did not pay the cafe. Walk behind the counter and look at the cafe's bank account. Your $4 is not there. It's not in the register. It's not in the terminal. It is still sitting in your bank account with a hold wrapped around it like a coat of ice. Approved does not mean paid. Approved means promised. The cafe just handed you a coffee for a promise. And that's not a glitch, and it's not a scandal. That's the design. Look around the cafe. Every single person tapping is walking out with real coffee for a promise. The whole shop runs on trust, all day, every day. Nearly every card tap in America works this way. The money and the moment split apart. The moment happens now. The money comes later. So, when? And what happens to it on the way? Closing time. The cafe's terminal has collected a whole day of promises, yours and a few hundred others. The staff presses one button, and the entire day gets bundled into a single batch and sent off into the night. While the cafe sleeps, the machinery wakes up. The batch goes to the cafe's bank. The network sorts every ticket by the bank it came from, your bank and thousands of others. And now comes the part almost nobody has ever pictured. The banks don't mail each other your $4. They add up everything their customers owe each other that day, millions of taps in both directions, and cancel them against each other. Your $4 flowing one way meets someone else's $4 flowing the other, and they simply erase. At the end, each pair of banks settles just the difference, one net number, moved between the accounts they keep at the Federal Reserve. One building, holding a running scorecard between nearly every bank in the country. Millions of payments, collapsing into a single line in a ledger. That's where your money moves. A number gets smaller in one account and bigger in another. No trucks, no bills, not even a wire per purchase. Tap on a Saturday and the promise just waits. Batches only ride on business days. That's why pending can sit in your app all weekend. 1 to 3 business days after your tap, $4 finally lands in the cafe's bank account. Well, not $4. Lay the $4 on the table and watch the hands. Hand 1. The cafe's payment processor takes a sliver. They rented the terminal and moved the batch. Hand 2. The network takes a sliver. They ran the switchboard. Hand 3, the biggest hand, is your own bank. It's called interchange, the fee the cafe pays to your bank for the privilege of accepting your card. In 2025, U.S. merchants paid about $1.59 in fees for every $100 you tapped. On a $4 coffee, that's about 6 cents on average, gone before the cafe sees any profit. Sounds small. Now scale it up. $198 billion in card fees in 1 year. That's the machine's toll, and it's baked into the price tags before you ever walk in. The tag says $4 because the toll is already inside it. And those points and cashback rewards on your card, that's your bank sliding a piece of its cut back across the table to you so you keep tapping. Your coffee shop is helping pay for your free flight. Points feel like a gift. They're a rebate on a toll you never saw. So, yeah, banks figured out how to get paid every time you buy a coffee. And here's the fact almost nobody knows. In the U.S., Congress actually stepped into this pie fight, but only halfway. By law, a big bank's cut on a debit tap is capped. 21 cents plus a sliver of a percent plus a penny for fraud protection. On your $4 coffee, the most a big bank can take is about 22 cents. But a credit card tap? No cap? No limit? Nothing. Same coffee, same terminal, same beep, a completely different toll. Which is one reason the machine keeps asking credit or debit. Tomorrow morning, you'll be back at that counter. Same card, same tap, same little beep. $4. One coffee, one beep. But now you'll hear it for what it is. Not money moving. A question racing across the country and coming back with a promise. The coffee is instant. The money takes days and arrives with bites taken out of it. A tap isn't a payment. It's a promise, and at least 4 hands shake on it before a single cent actually moves. So next time the terminal beeps at you, who do you think just got paid? Because the honest answer is nobody. Not yet. And the bank holding your frozen $4? What happens when a bank like that fails with your money inside? That's next time.